Thank you for tuning in to the Growing Chatham February 2025 podcast. I'm Tiffany Hancock with North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center. We have so much to cover this month, so I'm not going to waste any more time. So let's get started. You can access all the links, stories, and videos that are mentioned in today's podcast by visiting go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham225. Starting off with general updates from around the community. Attention Chatham County farmers, don't let the flu hold you back from your winter or spring crops. The Chatham County Public Health Department is offering free flu shots specifically for farmers in the area. Be sure to call and book your appointment today, and don't forget to mention that you are a Chatham County farmer. To make your appointment, just call 919-742-5641. Save the date for Small Farms Week, coming up March 23rd through the 29th, 2025. Monday, March 24th is the kickoff in Warren County. Tuesday, March 25th, educational forums at North Carolina A&T University Farm Pavilion. Wednesday, March 26th, Donor Recognition and Small Farms Week luncheon. Friday, March 28th, closing the week out in Cumberland County. But wait, in Chatham County on March the 29th, save the date for the Chatham County Spring Ag Fest from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Celebrating Chatham County agriculture, forestry, and natural resources. So come discover the world of agriculture at the Chatham County Spring Ag Fest. Chatham Transit will be providing shuttle services to the Chatham County Spring Ag Fest. You can enjoy livestock arena events. There's a 4-H Kids Zone plus agricultural magic show sponsored by Chatham County Farm Bureau. Pony rides, exhibitors and vendors, and food trucks. The indoor and outdoor exhibitors and vendors are local farms, farmers markets, sustainable agriculture, agricultural support and advocacy, agribusiness, beekeeping, livestock, forestry, green industry, wildlife, conservation, and much more. Plus, you don't want to miss Smokey Bear. He's the tallest bear I've ever seen. So come on out for a good old-fashioned fun time with your family and friends. This event is totally free and open to the public. We hope to see you there, rain or shine. The Chatham County Center has been selected as a county host site for summer 2025 interns. We welcome applications from North Carolina State students and students from other institutions, including out-of-state applicants. Both undergraduate and graduate students are invited to apply. This internship is 10 weeks, May 14th through July 25th, 2025, and selected interns are required to attend an orientation tentatively scheduled for April 26th, 2025, and an extension intern showcase tentatively scheduled for July 21st, 2025. Applications from students will be due February 21st. Applicants must submit a list of 2 references with contact information, a resume that includes the applicant's major and GPA, latest college or university transcript. Unofficial transcripts are acceptable. A separate document that lists the specific county locations to which the applicant is applying. Application details are listed in the Growing Chatham newsletter, so visit go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham225. Okay, we're switching gears. Let's find out what's happening at Chatham County 4-H. A new year means re-enrolling in 4-H Online. 4-H Online is now live. Youth and adult volunteers must enroll or re-enroll to participate. 4-H membership is free but is required to participate. Contact Sydney Blair with any questions. Just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for Sydney's contact information, as well as a link to 4-H Online. 4-H volunteers, have you heard about the 4-H Volunteer Leadership Series? Pam Curley in Lee County is graciously hosting monthly volunteer trainings. You can join them in person or via Zoom. This month's session will be held on February 20th, Theories of Positive Youth Development and Thrive Model. To register for this session or upcoming sessions, please contact Pam Curley. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for her contact information. The North Carolina Youth Institute is an exceptional opportunity that ignites a passion for solving global hunger through an engaging exploration of agriculture and food systems. Youth select a key topic and country to explore challenges in agriculture, food and sustainability, and write a research paper and optionally create a research poster to share with peers in a panel of experts. Hands-on workshops, field trips, keynotes, and career development will round out the event. There is no registration cost to participate in the Institute. The 2025 North Carolina Youth Institute will be held on April 10th and 11th, 2025. Paper submissions are due March 10th, 2025. Just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details. High school students are invited to spend a week at North Carolina State University climbing trees, grafting tomatoes, snacking on raspberries, discovering new genes, and so much more. The Horticulture Science Summer Institute is a residential, hands-on pre-college program designed to engage youth into the many career opportunities within horticulture. Students will dig into workshops led by faculty, staff, and students on topics ranging from breeding better vegetables, lengthening the life of cut flowers, learning sustainable production, and design practices, and delving into practical tools that enhance our understanding of the plant process. The cost for the week is $675 and some scholarships for 4-H. Applications are due April 1st. Please contact Liz Driscoll with any questions or comments. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for Liz's contact information. Join the School Garden online course. This online asynchronous school garden course is just one piece of a comprehensive set of modules that will show successful examples and strategies for school gardens across the state and the positive role Extension plays in supporting them. Registrations will be accepted starting February 3rd until February 28th. This course starts March 3rd and runs until June 6th, 2025. The cost is $50 per participant. For more questions or just for more information, you can contact Remy Ham by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter and clicking on her name. Remy is a farm-to-school extension specialist. Are you ready to sew up some fun? Whether you're a beginner or an experienced sewist, the 4-H Sewing Club has something for you. This new club is all about learning skills, exploring creativity, and making lasting memories while working on exciting sewing projects. So join us at our interest meeting to learn more on February the 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Chatham County Center, 1192 U.S. 64 West Business, Suite 400, Pittsboro. This club is open to youth ages 7 and up. You can RSVP by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. February is the month that roses are very popular. Matt Jones shares with us some information about roses from North Carolina State Plant Toolbox and additional updates. Coming up Thursday, February 20th, is the 2025 Chatham Landscape and Green Industry Conference at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center. 1192 US 64 West, Business, Pittsburgh. The Chatham Green Industry and Landscape Conference provides continuing education and recertification credits for green industry professionals, including landscapers, grounds and turf managers, and greenhouse and nursery producers, home gardeners, HOA grounds managers, and anyone interested in these topics are also welcome to attend. You must register online by February the 17th, 2025. The registration fee is $25, which includes lunch catered by 39 West. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. The Plant Toolbox is coming up roses. Roses are some of the most popular ornamental shrubs and climbers in North Carolina and throughout the world. Who doesn't love their elegance, their perfume, and their overall garden worthiness? No garden plant is more evocative or has a more fabled history than the rose, recognizing the rose's unique place in the hearts of gardeners. The Extension Gardener Toolbox recently completed an update of its rose listings. You can access the Plant Toolbox when you visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up, February the 5th, vegetable seed starting an Extension Gardener Workshop. Growing your own vegetable transplants from seed can give you a head start on the growing season and access varieties not commonly found as transplants at garden centers. Join Matt Jones, Extension Horticulture Agent, for a hands-on workshop on planting and establishing vegetables from seed. Participants will learn about seed biology, vegetable variety selection, growing media containers, growing conditions, and diagnosing common problems. Following the lecture, participants get to practice planting seeds and transplants to take home. The workshop costs $15 to cover materials, expenses, and refreshments. 2 identical sessions of this workshop are available to accommodate your schedule. Wednesday, February 5th from 9:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. This same workshop will repeat on February 5th from 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. If you should have any questions, contact Matt Jones at matt_jones@ncsu.edu, or you can simply click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. The 2025 Therapeutic Horticulture online course schedule. North Carolina State Extension Gardener and UNC's North Carolina Botanical Garden are delighted to announce their 2025 online certificate in Therapeutic Horticulture course schedule. All are welcome to register for TH1 Introduction to Therapeutic Horticulture to learn the foundations of this inspiring work, and completion of this course opens access to TH2 program development and TH3 accommodating diverse populations. Completing the first 3 courses is the prerequisite to TH4 program management, which earns participants the online certificate in therapeutic horticulture, issued by both universities to those who complete all 4 courses successfully. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details. Engaging students in school garden design. With spring just around the corner, it's a great time to plan and think about your school garden design. Whether starting a new garden or expanding an existing one, involving students in the design process provides an excellent opportunity. Tactile interactions with nature, observations of plant growth, and scientific discoveries, both big and small, unfold in the school garden, with learning often beginning before the first seed is planted. Therefore, student engagement should occur during the early garden conception stages. Involving students in the planning and design process fosters critical thinking skills, cultivates a sense of ownership, and reinforces their ideas' value. Remember, the garden is for the students. Allow them to participate genuinely in the process, not just be one part of the process. You can find out more in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Plus, check out the videos, Student Engagement in School Garden Design, when you visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. Debbie Rue says February is a good time to prune blueberries. Plus, she provides details about a couple of conferences that are coming up and more. February is a great time to prune blueberries. Blueberries require annual pruning to reliably produce a high-quality crop and maintain bush height to facilitate harvest. Pruning can sometimes intimidate new growers who call cooperative extension for help and advice. Blueberry pruning is done during the dormant season, usually between December and early March in the Piedmont. Many people are reluctant to prune because it removes some of the flower buds and reduces berry production for the year. But if pruning is neglected, berries get increasingly smaller and bush health declines. Consider pruning an investment in the long-term success of your plants. North Carolina State University has some excellent resources to help growers with blueberry pruning. Once you understand the why and how of pruning, it all makes sense and you will be ready to prune your own bushes. Click on the link to visit the Cooperative Extension's Growing Small Farms website for some excellent photos, videos, and resources to help get you on track with proper pruning of your blueberries. Growers start scouting in February for the allium crops, primarily bulb, onions, leeks, and garlic. Obvious above-ground symptoms included twisted, distorted leaves, stunted plants, and even plant death. Below-ground brown pupae were found infesting the plants, and upon close inspection, larvae were seen feeding inside the leaves and bulbs. It turns out the culprit was the allium leaf miner, which is a new pest in North Carolina. The allium leaf miner fly is an invasive insect pest from Europe that was first detected in northeastern United States in 2015 and has now spread to a few other states. It was first detected in North Carolina in 2023. Debbie had a crash course in the allium leaf miner last spring, collecting samples at area farms, dissecting them to look for tiny larvae and pupae, and taking photos. She also read all she could about this pest and talked with specialists at Cornell University about their experience with the allium leaf miner over the past 8 years. She created a web page with photos and lots of information that she will keep updated as she learns more about the allium leaf miner here in North Carolina. This tiny little fly, unfortunately, has caused serious problems, especially organic growers in the Northeast, so we need to take it very seriously. Early spring is the time to be on the lookout for the allium leaf miner, as flies could start emerging here as early as February. We are not sure. They start laying their eggs in March in New York. Debbie's webpage discusses control strategies for the allium leaf miner. You can visit the Extension's Growing Small Farms website for more details about the life cycle of this pest and how to best control it, plus lots of photos. Coming up, March 3rd in Greensboro, North Carolina, Organic Commodities and Livestock Conference. In partnership with North Carolina State University, the Carolina Farm Stewardship Association hosts the annual Organic Commodities and Livestock Conference as a one-day conference each winter in North Carolina. This event centers on certified organic commodities, commercial-scale specialty crops, and pasture-based livestock. The conference is a full day of educational sessions, research updates, panel discussions, and networking. In 2025, the Organic Commodities and Livestock Conference will be held at North Carolina A&T State University Farm Pavilion in Greensboro, North Carolina on Monday, March 3rd from 8:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. The conference is designed for commercial-scale growers of commodities, specialty crops, and pasture-based livestock, and other growers, educators, extension agents, and agronomists from the Carolinas and beyond. You can visit the conference website for the agenda and details, plus the link to register when you visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Business of Farming Conference coming up. The 22nd Annual Business of Farming Conference presented by Appalachian Sustainable Agriculture Project will be held February 22nd from 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. The conference will take place at Blue Ridge Community College in Flat Rock, Henderson County, North Carolina. The conference focuses on the business side of farming, offering beginning and established farmers financial, legal, operational, and marketing tools to improve farm business and making professional connections. This year's conference will also have a strong emphasis on resilience, planning, and resources for post-lean recovery. More than a dozen workshops will be led by innovative farmers and specialists, including You Can Do It All, hiring and keeping a productive team and planning farm resiliency. You can visit the Appalachian Sustainable Agricultural Project's website for full details and a registration link when you visit the Growing Chatham newsletter at go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. We are moving on to livestock and forages with Dalton Suits. Coming up is the North Carolina Small Ruminant Improvement Program Winter Webinar Series. February 6th is Livestock Guardian Animals Considerations and Challenges, starting at 7 p.m. and ending around 9 p.m. via Zoom. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to sign up. Backyard and Small Flocks Workshop is coming up. Learn all about husbandry, biosecurity, breed selection, diseases, parasites, and nutrition, plus a question and answer session too. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details. The 73rd Annual North Carolina Cattle Conference presented by Piedmont Custom Meats. This conference will be held on February 21st through the 22nd, 2025. You can click on the link to register. Join the largest cattle industry event in the Carolinas. North Carolina Cattlemen's Association is proud to host this event, which features an outstanding educational program alongside the largest trade show in its history. Network with fellow cattle producers from across the Southeast and the country as we showcase our youth research and the best of our industry. Coming up February 20th, 2025 from 9 until 5 p.m. in Hickory, North Carolina is the North Carolina Forage and Grasslands Council Winter Conference. For more details, you can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up February the 18th, 2025, from 8:30 a.m. until 11 a.m., Chatham Ag Impact Summit hosted by Siler Area Chamber of Commerce. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details. HPAI and commercial layers in North Carolina. Reminder to all poultry folks to review and enforce biosecurity protocols to protect their flocks and our state's poultry industry. Please pass along this information to poultry producers in your area as you see fit. This type of HPAI virus is considered a low risk to people according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, but it is highly contagious to other birds, including commercial and backyard flocks of poultry. The virus is also not considered a food safety threat, and infected birds do not enter the food supply. Other things to consider at this time is limit visitors to the flocks. If your chicken coop or run has an open or screen top, cover with metal or plastic to prevent wild bird droppings from falling into the bird area. Remove wild bird feeders or distance them from any backyard flocks as much as possible. Provide enrichment if your birds are more confined than usual to help prevent birds from pecking one another. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more guidance by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. Dr. Ginger Cunningham shares forestry updates, so here's what's coming up this month. The North Carolina FarmLink team offers one-on-one consultation opportunities for North Carolina farmers, landowners who wish to begin the process of succession planning and want to know what resources are available to them. While they cannot provide legal advice, the team can equip you with information to enable you to be better prepared before consulting an attorney. For more information, you can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Regional Farm Succession Schools are coming up. The North Carolina Farm Succession School is designed to address key issues in farm transitions, including family communication, retirement planning, long-term care, and estate planning, offered by North Carolina State Extension. The workshop provides participants with practical tools and guidance to ensure their farm's legacy is preserved and successfully passed on to the next generation. The Eastern North Carolina Farm Succession School will be held March 6, 2025 from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the Lenoir County Extension Center in Kinston, North Carolina. Registration is $25, which includes lunch. You can find the link to register for the Eastern North Carolina Farm Succession School in the Growing Chatham newsletter. The Western North Carolina Farm Succession School will be held March 27, 2025 from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the Western North Carolina Regional Livestock Center in Canton, North Carolina. Registration is $25, which includes lunch. You can register online in the Growing Chatham newsletter by clicking on the link. Don't miss the Cultivating a Legacy Conference, hosted by the Rowan County Farm Bureau, North Carolina Cooperative Extension, North Carolina Farm Link, and Rowan County Chamber of Commerce. This two-day event features Jolene Brown, a passionate advocate for agriculture, who will share her expertise and humor and real-life stories about farm transition planning. On the second day, North Carolina State Extension Associate Professor Andrew Brannon will share key takeaways from his legal career and experience helping farmers with transition issues. Cultivating a Legacy Conference will be held March 20th and 21st, 2025 at the Rowan County Community Event Center. The cost is $199 per person. You can register by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up February the 12th from 1 until 2 p.m., Prescribed Fire Effects on Southern Pine Tree Growth and Forest Structure webinar. The presenter will be Doug Aubrey from University of Georgia. Fire is an integral component of southern forest, especially in some pine systems that have developed adaptations to frequent fires and even depend on it to thrive. Fires can naturally occur, but can also be intentionally set as a forest management tool. Prescribed Fire is a planned and controlled application of fire to achieve specific goals. In this webinar, Dr. Doug Aubrey will discuss prescribed fire in southern pine forest, including benefits, impacts on forest health, and the effects of excluding fire from an ecosystem. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link at go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. This month, Rachel Blazer, our Community and Rural Development Extension Agent, shares with us how to prepare for those unplanned life events. Emergencies can come in all shapes and sizes. These unplanned life events can happen at any time, often without warning. Preparing now can alleviate stress and help minimize the impact when they do occur. As you focus on preparing for emergencies, it's also important to access your financial readiness. Taking proactive steps today can better equip for what may come tomorrow. This month, our focus is unexpected expenses, such as an unplanned car repair or a sudden trip to the hospital. It can happen without warning. By taking steps now to plan for a financial emergency, you can gain peace of mind and make informed, effective decisions when it counts. Whatever your current financial situation, there are steps we can all take to be better financially prepared. Visit the 5-step financial planning process for more details. You can find that link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Family and Consumer Sciences agent Tara Gregory has information about Kitchen Creators Summer Camp, plus the next Extension at Home webinar, Food Labels and Myths and Facts. This is the Extension at Home webinar for February 18th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Register by clicking on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter. Be aware of nutrition misinformation, common claims, and themes, and determine myths versus fact. Know what to look for and to know what those labels really mean. So join Extension at Home on Tuesday, February 18th at 10 a.m. And don't forget to click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter. Okay, parents, this is what you've been waiting for, Kitchen Creators Summer Camp. Are your kids ready to cook up some summer fun? Mark your calendars for the highly anticipated Kitchen Creators Camp, hosted at the North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center, designed for aspiring chefs ages 11 through 15. This hands-on cooking camp offers an exciting opportunity to build essential kitchen skills, learn about food safety, and explore new foods and preparation techniques. Camp sessions run from 9:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m., providing a full day of culinary creativity and skill building. Each day costs just $35, making it an affordable way to keep your young food enthusiasts engaged and learning. If you're interested in learning more about this camp, just click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter. Med instead of meds. This is a 6-session class series focused on eating a healthy Mediterranean-style eating pattern. Sessions focus on the 7 simple steps in eating, the Med way. Each session explores 1 to 2 simple steps, mindfulness skill, and features Med way recipes from medinsteadofmeds.com. Food demonstrations and or cooking instruction is included in each session. Weekly classes start Friday, February 21st from 12 until 1 p.m. and end on March 28, 2025. $25 for all 6 sessions. So click on the link to sign up for Med instead of meds when you visit the growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up is Canning 101. Learn the basics of canning from your own home in this virtual session. You'll understand which canning method to use and why, what equipment you'll need, and where to find reliable recipes. You can click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter to sign up for this webinar. Local food highlight: sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and yams are both delicious in their own ways, but they are not the same. Sweet potatoes have smooth skin, a naturally sweet taste, and are rich in beta-carotene. They're perfect for baking, mashing, or roasting. Yams with rough, bumpy skin are starchier and often used in savory dishes like stews or mashed preparations. True yams are mostly found in Africa and Asia, while sweet potatoes are common in the U.S. Here's a fun fact. What's labeled as yams in U.S. stores are usually sweet potatoes. North Carolina is the top producing state of sweet potatoes in the country, so sweet potatoes are always in season. There are more than 100 ways to enjoy them, so check out some recipes in the growing Chatham newsletter. You can also read more about the differences by clicking on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter. And if you notice in the growing Chatham newsletter that sweet potato is 1 word, not 2. Find out why when you click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham225. Now we're moving on to home finances. Brandy King shares with us this month Wise Money Management Calendar, a guide to managing your weekly income, saving, and expenses. Good money management is a habit. Successfully managing money takes a little effort and consistency. The weekly income, saving, and expenses Money Management Calendar is a financial management tool for you and your family. Use the WISE calendar throughout the entire year or for short-term planning during the year. The calendar's purpose is to help you plan and monitor your income, savings, and expenses. The calendar can help you do the following: track monthly income, savings, and expenses. Set, meet, and adjust specific measurable, action-oriented oriented, reachable, and time bound financial goals. Manage, plan, and track debt. Prepare for planned and unexpected expenses. Develop a monthly money plan, a budget. Remember payment and due dates. Plan for grocery shopping and dining out. Keep financial records for tax purposes. The worksheets in the calendar are designed to help you reach your money goals. Find additional money management resources on the Alabama Extension website at aces.edu/go/wise money. You can download the Wise Money Management Calendar when you click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. As always, we've come to the end with Ag History. We're going back to the 1950s. North Carolina, from its coastal plains to its mountainous regions, 1950s style. Growing up in Chatham County during the 1970s and 80s, I have fond memories of my uncle tending to his tobacco crops at his home in North Chatham, a place locals knew as Apex on the Chatham County side. He took great pride in that golden leaf harvest. There were years of both abundance and difficulty, yet North Carolina consistently led the nation in tobacco production. The state was also famous for its cotton, and when harvest season arrived, the cotton fields looked like blankets of snow. I recall my dad recounting tales of his childhood in Snow Hill, North Carolina, where both children and adults would come together to pick cotton. These two crops were crucial for many families, providing both livelihood and nourishment in years gone by. Additionally, North Carolina gained recognition for its hardwoods from the North Carolina mountains, which were used to craft beautiful furniture, as well as for the peanuts cultivated in central and eastern parts of the state. However, time has transformed. The use of tobacco products has declined, and various materials now dominate clothing production. Jobs have been outsourced, government regulations have tightened, and societal norms have shifted. A glimpse back into the 1950s might surprise some, revealing scenes of people smoking cigarettes, the fashion of that era, and the traditional gender roles depicted in videos from that time, all starkly contrasting with today's practices. To gain deeper insight, check out the video shared by WTVD on their YouTube channel. Enjoy your exploration of North Carolina from its coastal plains to its mountainous regions in the 1950s. You can see that video when you visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 225. We've come to another end of Growing Chatham. I hope you have an enjoyable February, and I'll be back next month with more updates from our Extension agents. I'm Tiffany Hancock for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center.